Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to ConnieRae'sCraftRoom.com. Thanks for stopping by. Today's tutorial is going to be these beautiful dome boxes. I have been playing with these today and getting my dome right, and I have to say I really love them. I really love the foil and the colours. Absolutely beautiful. So I will show you how I've made them. You're going to need some foil. This is I'm going to refer to this as cardstock, and you're going to need a piece of designer series paper. Now the foil is in the Celebration catalogue on page 12, I believe. It's a freebie. So exciting, it's a freebie. Okay, yes, it is on page 12, and you've got the foil down here. It's one of the free options, along with, you know, things like little stamps and stuff like that. And you get 12 pieces. Oh, 12 pieces. Oh, what am I saying? You get 4 pieces of each colour. You've got Grapefruit Grove and Lovely Lipstick, and they're foil sheets, and they're free. And they look like these. These are the Lovely Lipstick colours, and these are the Grapefruit Grove colours. Aren't they beautiful? 12 by 12s. And you get 4 of each colour. So that's a free option. You can choose. It's up to you. With any purchase out of the annual catalogue and or the occasions catalogue. Okay, moving right along. All right, so I've got my foil. Doesn't look like foil, does it? Oh, yeah, it's just my light. And my designer series paper. Is that right? It's supposed to be. All right, so we've got both of them are the same length. 7.5 inches in length. Designer series paper is 7.5 inches in length, and the width of it is 2 inches in width. And the same with the foil. It's 7.5 inches. Sorry, I'm just bringing that, and I'm not doing a very good job about bringing that into line with my camera so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. That's not even good. But anyway, we'll get there. All right, so that's 7.5 in length and 2 3/4 in width. So we need to do a little bit of scoring. Not much, just a little bit. So we've got our foil, our designer series paper. We'll refer to it as that. Just turn it over to the other side, not on the foil side, while we do our scoring. And on our scoring, we're going to score at 2 3/4 inch on one side, making sure it's firm but not cutting the paper with your scoring tool, and the other side, turn it around and do 2 3/4 inch, again the same thing. Then turn this around again, and on the short side you're going to be measuring at 3/8 across, which is 1, 2 and 3. Just 3 little notches from the edge, 1, 2 and 3, and 3/8 inch, and we're going to go down one side, turn it around, and 3/8 inch down the other side. So your scoring should look like that. You can't see it on the white side, but you certainly can see it there. That's for the cardstock. For the designer series paper, it's basically 2 3/4 inch on this side, and turn it around, and 2 3/4 inch on this side. So there we go. That's all you need to do for that for now. So you can just fold that over and score it if you wish with your hands, or you can use your bone folder. I'll just get this out of the way. So I'm just going to score that there. Just be careful that you don't overdo it, because you will rip it if you're not careful. And I will just score this gently. I think these are great for wedding favours, party favours, and I'm thinking Easter with the foil, because, you know, some of the Easter egg wrapping colours are these colours, and they're just beautiful. So yes, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to use with mine, now that I've sealed them all up. All right, so a little bit of cutting. So for the cutting, we're going to be cutting, sorry, swapping my glasses over. Okay, we're just going to notch on that edge and notch on this edge in. Just cut straight up and notch on that edge and notch on that edge. And then with this piece, this tab here, we're just going to cut it out completely because we do not need it. So you have that side looking like that, and we'll do exactly the same on the other side. So we just do a little notch and a little notch. And cut up a little notch and a little notch on the edge there. And again, we are just going to cut off that extra tab because we don't need it. Okay, so that is our cutting for that piece, and that's what your piece should look like. So for now, I'm going to show you where to put your sticky strip. It's pretty hard to see, but you will be putting it, there's your square, your middle square. You'll be putting it on this side here and this side here, but on the inside. So because it's white, you can't see it, but I'll show you. Once I've got it on, you could probably be able to see it better in the light. So I'm using sticky strip. I would advise you to use a really good strong adhesive because you need to maneuver this little gorgeous dome box a bit. So you want to be able to make sure it's going to stay together glue-wise. Okay, so I've got them on. You can see them. Oh, there you go. You can see them on the inside. Whoop, there and there. And then the next part we're going to be putting our sticky strip on is these sides. There are a few versions of this dome box online. Obviously, they're kind of like if you search, you will find a dome box. I have noted there are 2 people that I've seen do them, and I will include their names in the bottom of this tutorial on YouTube, which is going to be down on the link where it says show more. If you just click that, you can have a look. They use a different method of putting the next step in, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. One of them is the Paper Pixie and one of them is Pootles, and they both use a different tool to actually get the lines in the top here for the dome, which I'm going to show you now. What I used is the gift bag punch board, and I'll show you how easy it is to do this with the gift bag punch board. So what we're doing is there is I'm just going to use you can use your scoring tool, you can use this piece here in the bottom, or you can use your bone folder, whatever works for you. Okay, there's a line here that you can see, and that's a scoring line, and it starts in there and it just goes straight across. So what we're going to do is take our paper and go straight up to that line, but not over that line. So if we go over it, you're going to have to score on it, but we're not going to go over the line. And on this side here, where it says side, and this side here, there's a line there, and one line there. And you're going to stick within that line, and this is 2 centimeters, so you're going to stick within the line. And you're going to just bring it up to there, up to the scoring line, and we're just going to use this to make a triangle. And we're going to just drag it down to the point of here. So it's right at the point, and we're going to use that score line in there to give us the angle for our domey piece. And You won't be able to see it too well, but you'll see it better on here, and we're doing exactly the same on the foil and the cardstock, so have no fear. So you take it up to the line, keep it within the 2 lines, and create a little triangle, which is going to make our dome. Don't rip your paper, but certainly make sure it's in there, that little triangle is well and truly notched in there, or embossed in there, whichever word you want to use. Bring it up to the little line there, and just keep that like that. So we've got a little triangle, and here we've got a little triangle. We need to do the same on this one, and you'll see it better. So this one is a little bit wider. This was 2 inches wide, and this one's 2 3/4 of an inch wide. So these lines here are exactly the same length as on these sides here. Sorry, exactly the same width. So we're just going to take that up. You keep that notch on that line and this line on this notch, and we're just going to take it up to the top, keeping it straight. We don't go over the top, we just keep it under, and we're just going to put in that little triangle. And we're going to slide it down, within keeping those 2 lines as our guide, and we're just going to put in the little dividing piece. So you can see there what it looks like. And it looks exactly the same on all 4 pieces, top and bottom. So take it up, the last piece, up to the top of that line, don't go over it, keep it on the 2 lines in between, and we will put in our little triangle. Making sure that it's really well notched in, because we are going to fold those, so we want to have them strong and being able to fold, but not creating any tearing. There we have it. Okay, so we've got our little notches, and that's all you need. So the gift bag punch board has many purposes, and it really is good. So if you can get your hands on one, we sell them, and I will include the link down the bottom with Stampin' Up. Certainly worth having. Okay, so now I'm just going to remove this tape from the bottom here, and we're going to put in the other side of our little dome box. Oh, stuck. Okay, so you've got a little square there, as you know, which is that little square there, and this is going to marry up with this square here. So we're just folding it in half and putting it in line with that square on the bottom, just like that. So we have now got a box. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, if possible, just fold gently, encourage these little corners that we've put in to bend in just a little bit, and gently and slowly. I don't want to go too fast, because if you go too fast you will kind of tear it a bit, and that doesn't leave a very nice look. Okay, and the same on this side. Because it's foil, you've just got to be a little bit gentler. If you're using cardstock, you can, you know, just, well, I wouldn't say that you know it doesn't rip, that's for sure, because it will. Look. So just slightly bend it that way, slightly bend it that way, and push that bit in, because that's going to create your dome. Slightly bend it that way and that way, and create the dome. And the same on this side. You find it's easier with this paper. This way and this way. And just got to have a little bit of, see how it comes in like that? Cute, isn't it? a little bit of patience, and it does take a little bit of time, but it's certainly worth it, because you will end up with this gorgeous looking little box with your little dome pieces all together. Okay, so that should come together quite well. All right, so what we'll do now is we will take off our strips here, and we will glue our designer series paper on here, nice and flat against the tab. Up that way. Ooh, come on. Up there, the last one. So don't forget, if you can fast forward and you know how to do this, by all means fast forward, or just take your time with this box. Have a bit of a practice, use up your old scraps. This is actually really good for using your scraps actually, because it doesn't take a lot of paper, and usually you've got trimmings, so they work really well. Okay, so on here I also have done something a little more, because of the cardstock is white on the inside, which is the foil, whereas normally your cardstock is double-sided and you don't have a colour coming through, but here you can see the white. So what I've done is I've just used my lovely lipstick and just gone on the edges of the box and just done the tone on tone thing happening, so that it looks all even. And if you have made a little bit of an error with your paper or your foil, you can use this to actually mask a little bit if you've pushed too hard on it, or you've the foil has been folded too quickly and it's left a mark. Just use this lovely lipstick, your tone on tone colour, and that will actually remove it. So that it looks all tone on tone, whatever colour you choose to use. So that looks good. Okay, so we'll just push that aside, so we'll use that in a minute. Oh, actually, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to do our domey bit. So we're going to push on these four sides. Oh, are we? Yes, we are. Are we? No, what I might do is I'll punch the holes first. I think that'll make it easier to see. Okay, so we're going to get your hole punch, and you're going to punch in between the V on either side, in beside the V. And I'll show you what I mean. That's for your ribbon. So it's like that. And we're going to do that on all four sides. Just lining it up, just eyeballing it. And there we go. So you should put 2 holes on each side for your ribbon. Okay, so we will do our domey bit. So you're pushing down like this, slowly encouraging it. If you're doing it with the foil, I would encourage you to push the foil in first, because the foil is a little bit stiffer than the designer series paper. sorry, I took that out of sight then. Not very useful. And there we go. Sometimes you just got to maneuver it a little bit more. Okay. And there you go. There's your dome. Isn't it cute? So you basically just got to push it in, and when you put your ribbon in as well, that'll actually pull it together as even better. So, which is what we'll do now. Grab some ribbon and just take it through. Yes. Oop. Okay. So when you pull your ribbon tight, it's going to actually pull the box domes parts in together a little bit easier for you as well. So they'll look nice. So you can chuck in your Easter eggs or your money or your chocolates or whatever you wish. If it's a wedding favour, your wedding favours can go in there. You can use, oh, that's not right. What did I do there? Oh, silly me. I didn't go around that. That one has to go in there. Go from that side. That way. And a little bit of fiddling, but all good. At least I've got 4 made now for my Easter gifts. Great for teachers to fill them up with some pretty little Easter eggs. Great for party favours if you're having a little Easter get together, or birthday parties, even better. Try and keep your ribbon kind of straight, so, which is practically impossible, isn't it? Oh dear. Not to worry, it'll still all come together well. I do find though with the ribbon when you're tying it, you need to put your toe in there to hold it down. Because I tell you, there was a time there and I'm thinking, cannot tie this. I needed an extra hand, definitely. And that, there we go. And I thought, if I could just get my foot up here, I will most certainly use my toe. Okay, so we're going to put the dome back in again now that we've got our ribbon in there. So pop our dome piece back down just to get it in shape, and just pull gently but firmly like that, so that you're basically holding your dome together. And then I have found that once you've done that, you tie your little knot, but not like knot, just pull it and it will actually come together for you. And I pull it like that, and then I turn it because it works better that way. And this is where you need your toe. Okay. It's like, really? You need to hold everything together so it stays in its dome and getting a bow at the same time. Woo, magic. Okay, whew. There we go. We'll just take that little piece out of there and we'll just tidy that up. Like I said, you just need to practice this one a bit. And once you know how it works, you'll be fine. Okay, just get my bow in order. Okay. I'm actually thinking that's probably a little bit too long, but that's okay. I'll just chop it down a bit more. I think that side's a little bit too big. I don't like the bow and the sentiment to be too big because I think it takes away from the actual dome component itself, and I really like that. So that's just my preference though. So I like to sort of, you know, have it there, but I think it looks really nice. But I also like to just be able to see the actual dome piece. And I've got the ribbon. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. So you've got your dome with your ribbon. Isn't it cute? So pretty. Okay, so stop fussing. All right, a little sentiment. As I said, I didn't really want a huge sentiment on there, but I did want something. So from the, I've used Tea Together, and I've used, oh gosh, you can't even see that. Sorry, folks. There you go. I've used Tea Together, and I've used this one here, which is Love is a Warm Cup of Tea. So I've used that. And my black ink. Ta-da. And I have cut that out with a punch. And it is the 1 3/8 of an inch. And I've kind of put the little sentiment towards the top a bit. And I'll show you why in a moment. Because I want to then use a piece of cake, which is this set here. And there's a little flower just there, which I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be sticking it on the, I'm going to be using Lovely Lipstick to decorate just this little bit here. So we're just putting a little flower on the edge there in the Lovely Lipstick, which is the coordinating colour. And I did put some just in the corner as well, if you wish. Entirely up to you. It does look prettier though. And again, I just went round the edges with my sponge just to blend it in a bit. There we go. And I think I used some pearls on the last one, and I think I will use some pearls again. I think on one of them I've used yeah, I'm pretty sure that on one of them I've used, let me have a look, pearls on that one. That's to be done. This one I have used our little gemstones, our little, what do you call them? Those gemstones. And on this one I've used some sequins. So I've mucked around with a few of them. I think the sequins look nice too, but I like the pearls too. They're kind of neat. Okay, and last but not least, just a small dimensional, which I have hidden away from myself. Here we go. Just a small dimensional. I wouldn't put a too big a dimensional on, but you know, it's your preference. And I like to have the foil. Well, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? I think I put the dimensional on the wrong side, but that's okay. I'll just grab another one and put it there to make it even. Okay. Yeah, I like to have the foil showing around near the bow, so I might just put it here. There we go. Woo, done. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So there is a few versions. Oh, that one decided not to participant. That's right, we'll just put him aside. Actually, I'll just keep the one which is the nicest one. My dome, which has got the best dome. Actually, I think it's that one. I think they're all pretty good, but, you know, practice makes perfect, as they say. So, thank you very much for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Again, anything that you need is going to be in the links down below in the YouTube under the Show More. Just click Show More and it will drop down and all the information will be there. You can shop online 24/7, anything you want, or you can contact myself in relation to these. I will include all the measurements and the tutorial itself details. So enjoy. I hope you do enjoy it, and I will see you soon for a new tutorial whenever that happens. Shouldn't be too long, I can assure you. Having too much fun. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.